You're listening to Empowered to Lead, the Therapist Practice. I'm Lisa Catallo, therapist, business coach, and your go-to for all things leadership and sustainable practice growth. This is your space for real talk, smart strategies, and grounded support to help you lead with confidence, work with intention, and build a business that actually works for you. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome back to the Empowered to Lead podcast, where therapists across Canada are tuning in to learn about starting and growing a group practice, and also just to share in the experience of what it is like to lead people and to have a group practice. And today I am so happy to have Wendy Huang, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, join us on the podcast. She is a fellow group practice owner. And one of the things that I really want to do in this podcast is to normalize our experience as group practice owners. Some of this is really fun and exciting, and some of it is hard. And just for you to know that you are not alone, that there's other people out there that are experiencing some of the same things that you do. So Wendy, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Take a few minutes just to share where you're located, what your specialty is, and where you're at in owning a group practice.
Yeah, sure. So, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's my pleasure to join this podcast. I've been always interested in running my own podcast as well. So always an opportunity to observe and to learn. I am located in Port Coquitlam, BC, British Columbia, and I've been running my own practice. This year would be my 4th year in October. So previous 3 years, I was running alone. But recently, this year, I've been learning from Lisa to really, form a small group practice. So far, only one contractor on board. But there's always, a beginning, right? So always a start and always an opportunity to try. So my specialty is art therapy, actually. So I'm an art therapist as well as a clinical counselor. And I see younger children, like between 5 and 14, like preteens, and then adults. So I also use talk therapy as the traditional way to integrate with a variety of counseling approaches in art therapy. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's a lot. And I love the name of your business. So Artivity Finder, and just even standing out in that way and being really explicit about what you provide too. I ask everybody who is a guest this question: how would you describe yourself as a leader?
Well, I always use this old saying, lead by examples. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am not a person who likes giving the orders actually to contractors. They are not my employees. Yeah. So I don't tell them what they need to do. Well, of course, there's a standard to follow. But I like to lead as an example. If I show people the way to do, hopefully they learn from what I'm doing. And I'm considered to other counselors, I am still quite new, 3 years, 4 years in the business. Yeah. However, I think I learn and grow with them and also with the others, and they can see. I believe the new counselors or new contractors can see. And by doing that, hopefully they can build their own sense of autonomy. Yes. Or, be spontaneous to run their own business as well. Yeah.
Okay. So you will be okay if somebody comes and joins you and then goes to do their own thing. Some people struggle with that.
Yeah, like I say, there's always a standard, right? There's always a standard to follow. As a leader, I believe the standard is there. And if I lead by example and you copy me,
Yes.
You know what to do. You know what not to do, right? So it's not like, oh, you come in, you do your own thing. No, I think what I meant is to build their own, autonomy or, be responsible.
Okay.
Be spontaneous. Yeah.
Yes.
Not like, okay, you need to do this and you cannot do this. But of course, you follow that standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Tell me a little bit about your journey into starting and owning a group practice. Did you always want to have a group practice? So you became a therapist and you knew that that was down the road for you, or how has that been for you?
Well, to be honest, I never thought I would be a boss or an owner. Yeah, because I have been working in the government, a really stable, steady job since my graduation, like an undergrad. After graduation, I got a job, and then I learned from working for others, really took my energy away, took the time away until my first baby born, for actually 6 years ago. But then 4 years ago, that's a time, COVID hit.
Yes.
Right? So I was able to finalize my master's degree. And I told myself, if I want to study, if I want to do this, I better open something for myself.
Okay.
So it's not like, totally, walking away from the job. I mean, I keep that part-time.
Okay.
However, I told myself to run this business just to try. If my business is slow, then take my time. I can grow. I can learn. I will see how it goes. And then I believe to all of us, there's a turning point. Yeah, to expand the business, to really decide to do something.
Yes.
So last year, my second baby was born.
Okay, and that's your turning point?
Yeah, that's really my turning point. I took only 1 month, really 1 month of, break after my second baby's born. And I went back to take my business, to see the client gradually. Like I knew I didn't, I shouldn't push myself too hard. However, I didn't want my business totally shut down, right?
Yes.
So that's a turning point that really, told myself I am alone. And now I'm a mother of 2. I cannot do this by myself forever. Okay. For the rest of my life. So then at the time I decided to seek for help, seek for support, and I contacted Lisa.
Yeah.
So my progress was slow last year. I think early this year, I was still studying how to find another person to work with me. Yeah. And then, just to the recent 2 months, I got my first contractor on board. I know. It takes time. Yes.
Yeah. Time and patience and having systems and structure, but also flexibility for how's that going to work in reality. And so, that's quite the turning point there for you too, to decide, okay, let's step into leadership and to owning a business to bring somebody else on. What do you think, as you either have started in your experience of starting a group practice, or when you have looked at how other group practice owners are doing things, is there a misconception or a mistake that you see people doing when it comes to making decisions as a small business owner?
Yeah, I think maybe the mistake is to think too easy, easy. You just hire people. So what's the, difficulty, right? What's the challenge? And of course I saw, many big group practices, like my own massage therapist or own, my chiropractor. And they always share how challenging to to really hold a big group practice, many issues like people management, admin, scheduling, and financial management,
Yeah.
And to me, that's why I've been always telling myself, take a small step at a time.
Okay.
So that's just, my advice to people who want to start. Maybe don't take that big step. Yeah, especially the reality is the rent, the office rent is so expensive nowadays in BC, and let's see, in the city I live in. So maybe
start small. Don't think you're going to be big right away. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And don't think it's easy, like it's easy, because it does take time and energy to plan, to prepare. Yeah.
One of the things that we had talked about before is like having a vision and a mission for where you're wanting that to go. Do you think that helps just to kind of like, I know where this business is going, or at least I think I know where I want it to go?
Yeah, I think that vision and mission is so important. Like I said, you need to have that turning point, that drive, right? Take that guts to take a first step, even just a baby step. You need that turning point, and you need to have a vision and mission. Why you want to do it? So, like my reason is I cannot, be like this for the rest of my life, and I want to provide a good quality time when I'm with my 2 children, with my family. So it's not saying that I don't work anymore. It's just my goal to maybe do less or do something else, right? So I think that vision and mission is so important.
I actually like what you're saying there, of what you said a little bit ago too, is like, you don't have to have something really big for this to be a success, right? So not only starting small, but you might stay small because your purpose is to be able to be home or to try other things, to create other offerings. It doesn't have to be, I'm starting a group practice and then I'm going to have 25 people working for me. That might be your vision and where you want it to go, but it's totally okay to say, I just want 2 or 3 people so that I have some community. I don't have to see as many clients, and then maybe I have flexibility to do other things. So yeah. That actually leads into my next question. Like, there isn't a one size fits all approach, I don't think. I think it's important to have your systems. It's important to know where you're going and to have that structure in place. But not everybody is the same business owner. They don't have the same vision for where they're going, and they aren't the same leader. And so different people get attracted to us. We operate differently. What is one thing, though, as a leader that you think is important to show up as an effective leader? What makes people be effective in their role as they lead people?
As a leader, I think I want to add a little bit information on when you say not all the strategies or all the plans fit all, right? So like to me, when I remember one module you shared was to set up a goal. So I put down my first goal is to just cover my rent, cover my office rent.
Yes.
And that's just the minimum. I think when people want to do this, that goal is so important, even just small. But when you achieve it, you have that sense of, you're satisfied, like a satisfaction, right? To feel like, wow, I achieved something. So that can really, lead you to move forward.
Yes. Gain momentum because, I had success. Look, my rent is covered. Woohoo, we were successful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's also part of the leadership, right? So lead by example, and also maybe work as a team to share the goal. So if it's just personal, maybe my rent, my office rent is covered. But how about the goal with the team?
Yes.
So maybe we want to achieve our next level. Maybe we want to have another contractor on board, be to take, some other available spots to use this office wisely. So I think that's, just part of my, leadership point.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that you mentioned was one of the modules and kind of setting some of those goals. What is one way that you felt supported or it helped you get your group practice started with either coaching with me or through the group practice connection? What's a piece in there that actually helped you move forward in starting your group practice?
Yeah, I really, really want to say thank you, Lisa, because your module actually provided like a step-by-step how to do it. And I am, to be honest, I'm a student type of, learner that I need something to read. I need something to follow. So even nowadays, when I want to use template to create maybe a contractor's preference, or interest, I still go back to use your template, to be honest. I know, I just maybe customize a little bit here and there. And then I just use it. I think that's a great tool to really use the module, and even maybe not with the module, but something telling me how to step by step, to do it. Yeah,
awesome. Mm-hmm. What is one thing that you wish more group practice owners knew or understood earlier in their journey as they get started out?
Yeah, really just don't get too stressed. I know stress would be part of the journey. Yeah, like you need to think about, okay, how to pay the rent if I don't generate enough business. But along the way, like I say, if you achieve even just a little bit, and that's your achievement, that's your success. So I would really advise people who want to take this step, relax, follow the flow, get some supports, right? Talk to people who already done this. Yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned is be aware of marketing costs. Tell me a little bit about that.
That's the biggest challenge. I think you cannot control people. You can control your budget for marketing. Like I've been spending money because within my budget for marketing.
Yeah.
But then, the result was not was not what I expected. So I realized that we cannot control people. People have so many choices. They can choose. They can come to you for one session or two, and maybe don't see you anymore. So that's just people, because business is involved in people business.
Yes.
So we can only tell ourselves, okay, we try. We've done this, and maybe find an alternative way to do it.
Yeah.
Or if you know that something not working, maybe try, maybe just don't need to use that option anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just one of the marketing. And like I say, I have one contractor on board, and I feel September is the school starting month. So parents are not ready, and I can see that the rate of booking dropped. But I think that's just the natural business in counseling, because in summer, people's therapist is vitamin D. And then in September, then, parents are busy. Like I am a mother, so I'm also busy for scheduling my kids, getting ready to pick up. Yeah, just a lot of unexpected things happen in September. Parents are not ready, so we cannot control people.
I think that actually, I think that's important to remember when it comes to marketing, and that we there's multiple ways of getting clients in, right? Do good work, have good information on your website, try different marketing tools that fit with your niche or your ideal client. And I think that actually applies to as a group practice owner, especially most Canadians have contractors rather than employees. And so you're going to be a good fit for some people and you're not going to be a good fit for others. So knowing who your ideal therapist is, how you attract them, and just kind of hold that loosely to say, I've done the work, I've created the place for them. They're going to come, they're going to be here for a certain amount of time. And then how do I not take it personally if they choose not to be here anymore too? So yeah, and even as you're building your business, like how do I hold my business loosely, guide it and be invested, but also it's a living being that I'm working on, but it's not, it doesn't have to define me. I don't have to be really upset if it doesn't exactly go the same way I thought it would go, and then tweak along the way. So this didn't work, so now I'm going to try this different approach in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If someone is listening to this podcast and they're feeling overwhelmed or unsure about their role as a CEO, what do you think is one small step that they could take to move in the right direction?
Well, find a mentor. I did, yeah. Like I said, last year, I have a thought of building my, expanding, right, from private practice to group practice. And I didn't know where to begin. So I asked the question in the counseling group and really searched for different resources and found you that was closer to me. And I realized, okay, if we are in BC and your city is not too far away, I think maybe our, working environment is similar, and, the challenges we face could be similar as well. So I decided to take the first step to learn. Yeah, the advice to people who want to be CEO really just to take that, first step. I know some people don't want to invest, maybe money to open their own business, or may even just rent office and take courses like this, or some certificates courses. I heard people not to have enough money to invest. Yes, that's the biggest challenge, the money issue. However, my mindset is one day this investment will return to me. So even just a, small return, like I say, it's part of your growth, part of my growth. And my mindset is to really see it as a success, not like, failure, like nothing got done. No, yes, something got done because you learned, you invested, and you also saw a small growth. Yeah.
And even that piece that you were talking about, like if you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure about your role as a CEO, reach out and connect with someone, whether it is like a coach or group practice connection or fellow colleagues, even, just to know you're not the only one that's being brave and taking this step, and that you're not the only one who gets overwhelmed or feels unsure about their role as a CEO. Just know that you are not alone in the midst of all of this, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been such a privilege to have you be a part of the membership, but also just to share your experience. And so that if somebody else is starting a group practice, just to hear what that's like. Actually, before we wrap up, what is one of the best things about having a group practice for you so far?
So far, well, some of the freedom. I not earned, right?
Yeah.
I received when the contractor is working and really collaborating with my schedule. Some of the time I don't use office and the contractor can kick in and take the clients. I feel great about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I can, spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
Or do my own thing. So I don't work like before, with my tight schedule. Everything has to be done by me.
Yeah.
That's really just, the greatest part so far.
Awesome. Yeah. Few months in, one contractor in, those are pretty good bonuses to have. So now I will wrap up. Thank you for being a part of the podcast, Wendy. I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your story. We will share a link to your website so that if people want to check out who you are and what you're providing, they can do that in the show notes. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you again in other ways. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you were listening to this podcast, I hope that you enjoyed Wendy's story and just hearing a little bit more of what it's like to really get started. She is very new with the first contractor and some of the fun stuff and some of the challenges, but also just that intentionality and the vision as you make it become a reality. And I hope that as you listen to more of our episodes, that you hear some of that encouragement and to know that you are not alone in this journey and you feel empowered to lead. We'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me on Empowered to Lead, the therapist practice. I hope you're walking away with something that you can put into action, because leadership isn't about doing more, it's about leading with purpose. If you're ready for deeper support, I'd love to see you inside the Group Practice Connection, my monthly membership where Canadian therapists like you get coaching, community, and the tools to build a business that actually supports your life. You can check it out at grouppracticenetwork.ca. The link's in the show notes. And hey, don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss what's coming next. We're building something great here, and I'm so glad you're a part of it.